Good morning, Ruby Leigh.
Hi, how are you?
Absolutely. Listen to that energy. God love you. Oh, my God, I love that. Man, I tell you what, I love your name because I believe in marketing, and Ruby Leigh is a marketable name. That is something that rolls off the tongue of people. You know, who are you listening to, Ruby Leigh? And do you like that where it connects both the first name and the last name?
Absolutely. That actually isn't my last name. That's my middle name.
Oh my God. See, yeah, now we know.
I know. Fun fact of the day.
Man, 16 years old, growing up in Missouri. At 16, I was already in radio. So I kind of, can relate with you in the way of I'm, preparing for that stage, being ready and making sure that you bring the show and not just show up for the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you do that? Because 16 years old, most people are just running around or they're getting their driver's license.
Yeah, I've been doing it since I was 9.5 years old. I kind of had my life set out ever since then. I do about 200 shows a year. I just been working at it really hard, and I knew that I wanted to do something, bigger. Wanted to branch out a little bit, do things like one of my biggest goals right now is to play like fairs and festivals.
Yes.
And different states, wherever. So if anyone out there is listening, reach out to me. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I got all of it.
Okay, now we got to go deep into that. And the reason why is because I know something about you. And when you say fairs and festivals, and I'm going to take you back to 1979, the Billings Metro, Mickey Gilley, because I was with Mickey Gilley and because he went to the fairs and the festivals. Is that part of the influence? Did he sit down with you and talk to you?
He did. Yeah, Mickey Gilley. Actually, Mickey Gilley is the one that told me to get rid of my last name to make it Ruby Leigh.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go by Little Miss Country, and we thought that was great. We thought it was amazing. And Mickey Gilley told us, he was like, that's great for now. But people, it's going to be kind of weird when people call you Little Miss Country and you're 40 years old. So I was like, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense, Mickey. I think you know what you're doing. So I ended up, I took that off, and I got rid of my last name, called it Ruby Leigh. And he was with Johnny Lee at the time.
Yep.
It was during the Urban Cowboy, reunion. And he told me, but once you get rid of your last name and you go by Ruby Leigh, just make sure that everyone knows that you're no relation to that no good Johnny Lee. He was right there. So we were laughing about that for a good solid 10 minutes. But yeah, Mickey is just absolutely awesome.
Did he have that big gigantic ring on that finger? Because my God, he's so proud of that ring.
Yeah, he did. He had the necklace.
Yes. The thing about Mickey and the way I because he's always been a giver to those that are up and coming. I mean, he had Gilley's, which was a platform for up and comers and a place where people could go to experience those who love country music.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the thing about it is, you talked about it being the urban cowboy movement. I know that you weren't there back in 1979, 1980, but you have no idea, Ruby Leigh, how much it changed radio. I believe country music's popularity today is because of people like Mickey Gilley in that era of the urban cowboy movement.
Yeah, Mickey changed a lot of things. Having the world's largest nightclub, of course that's going to help. And just having a place for musicians, back then to go and play, it's really awesome, because he was telling me about all those things and how he started. He told me that, Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty took him on tour before he, really broke off and made it really big. And, Loretta Lynn is like my favorite singer of all time. And I just thought that connection was really cool, and, he was on several TV shows too. TV was really big, especially coming out. So yeah, it was really awesome to hear of all the stories he's got and how much he's helped other musicians.
I'm so glad that you brought up Loretta Lynn because in my note taking I put she holds you hold so much history of music, but yet you're giving your sound a modern touch. I love that you know the roots, but you're playing the future.
Oh, I love that club. That's great. Yeah. And it's kind of like what I did with my blind audition song. If you go back and listen to, the original by Patsy Montana, I like to still be tasteful with the song. I don't want to try to change it up so much to where it's not unrecognizable. I just kind of want to go in and give it a modern touch that, younger generations can listen to it, yet the older generations that grew up with it can still appreciate it. So kind of with Cowboy Sweetheart, I put a modern touch on it because, like I said, if you listen to the original, it is a lot different than my audition. And I've always played it that way. I've always enjoyed playing it kind of in a different way, but I always feel that you always need to honor the legends, because the master of the song is the one who wrote it and sang it originally and the one that made it popular. So I definitely like to keep that in mind while I learn songs.
Even though I'm from Montana, my family had a ranch down in Ranchester, Wyoming, a very, very, very small town. You coming from a town of 68 people, how often did you get out there in those fields and just imagine filling that field with people watching you? Because there's something about being a part of a small town community that brings out the musician.
You're saying that like I don't say that now. I'm still dreaming about it. It's amazing. I'm just now getting to the point where I can do like sold out shows. I mean, it's not like it's for thousands of people. I mean, 100 people sold out. That's insane for me. I mean, that's like one of the biggest things I've ever done, especially for myself, coming out just my name. So that's really exciting. But I dream about it all the time. That's what I hope to do, is just in the future to be able to do, the big, stadium tours or, whatever it may be.
Wow.
Like fairs, festivals, like I said, those kind of things.
But see, I love that kind of stuff because that to me is real Americana. Because people that go to the fair are bringing themselves in there. They're not pretending to be anybody. They're just bringing their family. They're bringing their friends. They're there for a great time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people just want to go have fun and kind of forget about the worries of the world, and I feel like music is a great escape for that.
Yeah, we have something in common. We've both had a tornado experience, and to this day, I still hear the building shaking. What about you personally? How do you deal with that?
Well, I was quite young when it happened. I still remember it all, which is crazy. I feel like you always remember like traumatic experience more than some of the better ones. So I had separation anxiety for a really long time, years. I was to the point I couldn't be away from my parents. I used to go to a private school, not for long, just a few months. I was in preschool, and I used to run out of the building trying to find my parents. It was to the point, it was so bad that they had to sit in the parking lot so I could look out the window and see them. And I would cry just 24/7 because I didn't want to be away from them. I was just so worried that something would happen while I was gone. So having that, it made me very nervous. I was very shy. I would like hide behind my mom anytime someone would try to talk to me, just trying not to talk to people. And, once I started singing, I wanted to sing so bad that I would get up on stage trying to fight the urge of not being shy. I would get up there and I would rub holes in my shirt because I would be fiddling with it. Be so nervous. I'd stand still. I'd look like a brick house, just still. And then I got my first guitar, and it gave me something to do with my hands. So I stopped rubbing holes in my shirt, and then I started playing my own shows, and then gradually I started getting better with people, and now I'm not nervous at all. I just do my thing.
Do you still have that first guitar?
I still have that first guitar, yeah.
Oh, man, never let that monkey go. I still have my first guitar, which was an Ibanez Flying V, and I go in there just sometimes just to sit with it because it was such a major part of my childhood.
Absolutely, yeah. I actually turned my first guitar into like an autograph guitar of all the people I look up to. So it's kind of like, I can look at all the people I look up to signing my first guitar. Looking back at it, my first guitar was sent to me by George Gruen out of Nashville, from Gruen Guitars. And, if it weren't for him, I probably wouldn't play guitar now.
Wow.
It was a huge, huge help to me. And And I do credit him for a lot of that. He actually sent me a guitar before I even met him, I never played an instrument, and he sent me a guitar. So it was very, very awesome of him to do that. Wow. So I credit him for my guitar skills.
Where can people go to find out more about you and to, like you said, let's get you into one of these local fairs and things? I mean, because the Carolinas are always full of fairs. I would love to see you here.
Absolutely. I would love to go there. I'd love to go anywhere. But yeah, to reach out to me for fairs, festivals, bookings, whatever it may be, you can reach out to me through Facebook or through any of my social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I also have a website, rubyleeofficial.com. That's where you can learn more about me and some of my information, things I've done. But yeah, you can reach out to me and send me a message, and I promise to get back to you. It might take me a minute, but I will get to it. But yeah, definitely check it out and send me a message, and I'd love to take a look at it.
Oh my God. Once again, there's that Mickey Gilley coming out in you, because he's not afraid to talk with real people and spend time with real people. He sat there and talked to everybody. And then here you are saying, I'll talk to you. I just love that about you, Ruby Leigh.
I learned that from him. Mickey always told me, he's like, all these people came here, I like to think of it as people work really hard to come and see you, spend like their hard-earned money to come and see you, for you to do something that you just love. It's not work for me. It's just something that I love to do. So the least I could do is just talk to people that come to see me, to take time out of their day to come say hi. And I learned that all from Mickey. He always told me, you wait until the last person is out of the building. Whoever wants an autograph, you got to wait, because they came to see you too. So that's one big influential thing that he taught me.
Wow. You got to come back to the show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You be brilliant today, okay, Ruby Leigh?
I will. I'll try.
Okay. Bye-bye.